It started with the smiles, the fashion, and the mystery. Everyone thought Bianca Tensori was living the dream, married to one of the most powerful men in music history, Kanye West. But behind those designer shades and perfect paparazzi shots, a darker story was forming. A story no one dared to tell. Until now. In this exclusive breakdown, we dive deep into the truth behind Kanye's marriage, the silent control, the private rules, and the emotional pressure Bianca has allegedly faced for months. Friends close to Bianca are finally speaking out, revealing how her freedom slowly disappeared behind Kanye's creative empire. From secret phone bans, forced wardrobe changes, and shocking new details from insiders, this isn't just another celebrity story. It's a chilling look at how fame and power can trap even the strongest souls. Tonight on BuzzCrown, we're exposing what really happens behind those closed doors, how Kanye's obsession with image may have crossed every line, and why Bianca's recent breakdown might be the final cry for help the world can't ignore. So stay tuned, because once you hear what Bianca confessed about her marriage, you'll never look at Kanye West the same way again. It all started with a picture, just one photo that sent the internet into overdrive. Bianca Tensori, Kanye West's mysterious wife, walking through Milan in a stunning silver outfit, eyes down, expression cold. For months, fans had worshipped the couple's bold style and fearless attitude. But this time, something looked off. People weren't seeing a confident muse anymore. They were seeing a woman trapped inside a silent storm. Social media exploded. Why does she look so sad? Is Kanye controlling her? What's really happening behind closed doors? The whispers began, and soon they turned into full-blown theories. Sources close to the couple started hinting that Bianca's world wasn't as glamorous as it seemed. She had reportedly stopped seeing certain friends, deleted old contacts, and rarely spoke during public outings. Every appearance looked staged, every smile rehearsed. It was as if the woman who once lit up design studios with her energy had vanished, replaced by someone following silent orders. But here's where things took a darker turn. Insiders claimed Kanye's obsession with perfection wasn't just about art anymore. It was about control. From choosing her clothes to approving her social media posts, he allegedly wanted every detail to reflect his vision. Behind every viral look was a rulebook, and Bianca was the brand. Still, the world didn't know the full story. Cameras caught only fragments, a glance, a gesture, a tense moment frozen in time. But for those who knew Bianca personally, the transformation was undeniable. She used to be wild, free, creative. Now she barely speaks. One friend allegedly told a reporter, their voice trembling. Yet in true Kanye fashion, he brushed it all off. "People don't understand art," he said in an interview months earlier. "They want to call genius crazy." To his followers, it was classic, yeah. Misunderstood, defiant, unstoppable. But to others, it was a warning sign. When does creativity turn into control? Then came the trip to Italy, much the one that changed everything. Paparazzi followed them from the airport to the streets of Florence. The images were shocking. Bianca dressed in barely there outfits, walking beside Kanye, silent, emotionless. The internet divided instantly. Some praised her as fearless. Others said she looked like a prop, a human canvas for Kanye's vision. And then, out of nowhere, Bianca disappeared from public view for weeks. No appearances, no photos, no word from either of them. When she finally resurfaced, fans noticed something new, a flicker of defiance. She looked straight into the cameras this time. No smile, no pretense. Just a look that said, "I'm not playing this game anymore." That was the moment the whispers turned into headlines. Reporters started digging, influencers began analyzing body language, and YouTube creators, like BuzzCrown, picked up the scent of a deeper story. Something inside Bianca had changed, and the world wanted to know why. Behind the scenes, industry insiders claimed that tensions were boiling. Kanye was planning his next big creative project, a fusion of fashion, music, and design, and he wanted Bianca front and center. But she, for the first time, allegedly said no. That's when everything cracked. Close sources whispered about late-night arguments, canceled shoots, and heated calls. One insider claimed Bianca wanted to focus on her own design work, something Kanye wasn't thrilled about. "He's not used to hearing no," the source said. Especially not from someone he sees as part of his vision. Meanwhile, fans noticed cryptic messages appearing on Bianca's old social accounts. Short phrases like "freedom comes quietly" and "I remember who I was." Whether she wrote them or not, nobody knows. But the internet did what it always does. It turned fragments into fire. By now, everyone was talking. Blogs, podcasts, and TikTok threads filled with theories about a marriage that looked perfect but felt off. Every clip, every quote, every photo became proof. And somewhere between the rumors and the reality, the truth got blurred. Still, one thing was clear. Something was happening behind the facade. Something even the cameras couldn't hide anymore. As the noise grew louder, Kanye stayed silent. No comments, no denials, no interviews. Just the same confident walk, the same blank expression, the same air of control. But Bianca? She was done being silent. And when she finally decided to speak, even those closest to Kanye couldn't believe what came next. The tension had been building for weeks. Every news outlet was asking the same question. Where is Bianca Censori? Then, one random Thursday night, a video dropped online. A soft-lit clip that lasted barely 60 seconds. No background music, no logo. Just Bianca sitting in front of a white curtain, looking straight into the camera. When people talk about control, she began quietly, they never ask what it feels like to lose your own reflection. Within minutes, the clip went viral. Fans thought it was a teaser for a new art project. Others swore it was a cry for help. Whatever it was, the internet couldn't stop watching. The hashtag #FreeBianca trended overnight, and suddenly every blogger, podcast host, and gossip page had a theory. Buzzcrown was right in the middle of it, dissecting every frame. Zoom in, the faint ring on her finger. Pause, the deep breath before she speaks. Enhance, the tear she wipes away just before the screen cuts to black. Was this performance art or something much deeper? Behind the scenes, people close to the couple, in our dramatized version, whispered that the relationship had become a battlefield between two worlds, creativity versus control. He wanted precision. She wanted freedom. He saw art. She saw isolation. And somewhere in between, the perfect image they had built together began to fracture. A week later, Bianca appeared again, this time walking through Los Angeles in an oversized hoodie, head high, no stylist, no entourage. Paparazzi swarmed. "Are you okay, Bianca?" Someone shouted. She didn't answer, but her silence was louder than words. That single walk became the photo that changed everything. Talk shows debated it. Is this the rebirth of Bianca? Comment sections turned into war zones, half defending the artist's genius, half accusing him of building a golden cage. Then came the remix videos. Creators layered her voice over slow piano tracks, turning her words into an anthem. Lose Your Reflection became a global catchphrase. Merch, TikToks, even street art in Milan. Suddenly, Bianca had become a symbol for every person who'd ever felt trapped in someone else's dream. Meanwhile, in our story's universe, Kanye, the visionary, the perfectionist, watched the chaos unfold in silence. No tweets, no interviews, just a series of cryptic images on his official pages. Abstract sculptures, faceless mannequins, a lone caption, "The artist and the art are one." That line sent chills across the internet. Was it a confession? A defense? Nobody knew. But one thing was certain. The battle of narratives had begun. Insiders claimed both camps were preparing to set the record straight. One planned a long-form documentary about truth, art, and transformation. The other, a fashion exhibit called Unbound. Everyone knew what that meant. Dueling visions, told through style, sound, and symbolism. Buzzcrown got early access to leaked concept boards. They were wild. Fragmented mirrors, broken chains, mannequin torsos wearing half-finished gowns. Each piece seemed to scream one word: freedom. Commentators couldn't help drawing parallels. "This isn't about marriage anymore," one pop culture analyst said on air. "It's about identity, about how far you'll go to stay visible when someone else holds the spotlight." And then, as if scripted by fate, both projects announced their premieres on the same day. The internet lost it. Memes, countdowns, endless debates, where Unbound versus Tugged the Vision trended globally. Every fan picked a side. Would Bianca tell her truth? Or would the artist reclaim his throne? When opening night finally came, crowds lined the streets. Flashbulbs, velvet ropes, chaos. Inside the gallery, Bianca's installation glowed under cold blue lights. A series of mirrors etched with the phrase, "I remember who I was." Across town, Kanye's performance piece began with a single spotlight and his voice booming through speakers. The world wants control, not creation. Creation. Two worlds, two hearts, two truths. By midnight, every media outlet had declared the cultural war of the decade. But quietly, away from the lights, Bianca posted one last message on her account. A short caption beneath a blurry photo of the sea. Sometimes, art sets you free only after it breaks you. The post hit 10 million likes in 12 hours. For the fans, that was the real ending. Not a breakup, not revenge, but rebirth. A woman who had been treated like a canvas finally painted her own portrait. The morning after the exhibitions, the world woke up divided. Team Bianca versus Team Ye. News channels replayed the two events back-to-back like a cultural boxing match. Every frame was analyzed, every expression decoded. Bianca's mirrors, cracked but luminous, had drawn thousands. People called it the quiet revolution. Fans described walking through her installation as stepping inside someone's soul after it's been shattered and remade. Critics hailed her as the new voice of emotional liberation. Meanwhile, Ye's show, bold, mechanical, immersive, was equally powerful. The stage was dark, robotic arms spinning sculptures while his voice echoed, "Love without control is chaos." Some called it genius. Others called it proof of everything Bianca had said. By sunrise, social media had turned into a digital battlefield. One post read, "Bianca Tensori didn't just break free, she broke the internet." Another countered, "Kanye is the architect of art itself. She's still living in his design." But while fans argued, the two people at the center of it all stayed silent. No interviews, no statements, just silence. The kind that's louder than any headline. A week later, paparazzi photos captured Bianca boarding a flight to Italy. No entourage, no glam team, just a notebook in her hand. Rumor said she'd signed with an independent creative house in Milan to design her own art line, one inspired by self-reconstruction. Buzzcrown, of course, had the exclusive scoop. In her private circle, insiders said she wasn't chasing revenge. She was chasing peace. She's not trying to expose anyone anymore, one source revealed. She's trying to rediscover who she is when the cameras aren't watching. That line hit hard. Because that's the truth nobody talks about. When the storm ends and the spotlight fades, what's left of the person underneath? But Ye wasn't done making noise. Out of nowhere, his official page dropped a cryptic video, a rotating cube of light, a voice whispering, "You can't lose control if you never give it." The internet went into meltdown. Was it a message to Bianca, a teaser for a new project, or another artistic chess move? Either way, the world couldn't look away. 2 months passed. The drama cooled. The world moved on, or at least pretended to. But fans who paid attention noticed something strange. Bianca's art began showing up in unexpected places: murals, street galleries, even a feature in Vogue Italia. Her message of reflection and rebirth was spreading faster than ever. Meanwhile, Kanye's new line debuted with minimalist themes: quiet, raw, human, a softer edge that fans hadn't seen in years. Whispers started again. Did they inspire each other? Is this a silent collaboration? Are they secretly at peace now? Nobody knew. And maybe that's exactly how they wanted it. Because here's the twist. Sometimes control isn't about owning someone. Sometimes it's about letting go and watching what they become without you. And that's what Bianca did. She let go, not out of anger, but evolution. Months later, during a quiet art panel in Paris, a journalist asked her a single question. If you could say one thing to him now, what would it be? Bianca smiled. A real, unguarded smile. Thank you for showing me that silence is louder than love when it's lost. The crowd went silent. No drama, no shade, just a line that felt like closure. By then, Share Unbound had become a global movement. People using the tag to share stories of breaking free from control, manipulation, or toxic creativity. Bianca's personal storm had turned into a cultural wave. Meanwhile, Ye's next album dropped. Track 8 was titled Reflection, Her Version. No vocals, just a piano loop and a single sound, glass breaking softly at the end. Buzzcrown fans went wild. The theories exploded again. It's his apology. It's their closure. It's art mirroring life, the end of the storm. Whatever it was, it became one of his most streamed pieces in years. And so, the saga that began behind closed doors ended in open art, messy, painful, beautiful. Because the truth is, love and control walk a dangerous line. One builds, the other binds. But when both collapse, something new emerges. Something raw, real, and unforgettable. In the end, there were no villains, no victims. Just two creators caught in the chaos of being human under a microscope. Bianca found her voice. Kanye faced his silence. And the world, as always, turned their pain into content. But this time, it wasn't tragedy. It was transformation. A lesson wrapped in drama. A heartbreak turned into art. The end of control. And the beginning of freedom. And that's the story, fam. From silence to storm, from muse to master. Bianca didn't just walk away. She woke up. What happens next? Only time and the art will tell. Until then, stay tuned, because this story's not just gossip. It's history in the making. And there you have it, family. The full truth behind the glass. From control to collapse, from silence to strength. Bianca Censori just turned her pain into power, and the whole world watched every second of it. But now the question is, who's really in control? Was this all part of Kanye's master plan? A creative chess move to fuel his legacy? Or did Bianca finally flip the script and write her own ending? Drop your thoughts below. I want to know what you think. Are we witnessing the rebirth of Bianca or the next phase of Ye's genius? Because let's be real. In Hollywood, nothing is ever just love or art. It's all about the game. And the players? They always know exactly what they're doing. If you're vibing with these deep dives, the secrets, the drama, the truth behind the fame, then you already know what to do. Smash that like button, hit subscribe to join the BuzzCrown family, and ring that bell icon so you pry. Never miss the next drop, because this story isn't over, and we've got exclusive tea coming your way next. Until next time, this is BuzzCrown, where the spotlight never sleeps, and neither do the secrets. Stay tuned, stay curious, stay crowned.